What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at 3 of the newest Kaws figures that came out as part of the Kaws Holiday Japan collection. I was lucky enough to get the black, gray, and brown figures. I really love the Kaws figures and all the art that Kaws does, but mainly the figures, and I was really lucky to get these. So the Kaws Holiday Japan collection came out on July 18th, and basically what it was there's a giant Kaws figure, or an inflatable Kaws figure in Japan in front of Mount Fuji, and they released a bunch of t-shirts, pillows, figures, cups, and a bunch of other great items as part of the collection. And if you're lucky enough or lived in Japan, you could have gone to the figure, and there was a campsite there, and you could camp out, be near the figure, and see Mount Fuji, which I think is a really cool idea that they did. The Kaws Holiday event has been to a fair amount of countries. I was able to get the one from Taipei, but there's been one in Hong Kong and Seoul, Korea, and hopefully it comes to the United States, but right now we just have those. And as I said, I was lucky enough to get that figure, and I was super lucky to get all 3 of them from the Japan one. So first we'll look at the figures. So as I said, I got all 3. So you have the gray one, and these figures are kind of reclined, sitting down, looking up with one hand on their head and one on their stomach. Right here, this is the gray one. So on the packaging, you just have this plastic, and then it has the 2 Kaws X's right there. That looks really nice. And then in the back, you have, it says Kaws Holiday Japan right there. And then you have Mount Fuji, kind of a Kaws doodle of Mount Fuji, which I think is really cool. They also released Mount Fuji plush toys, and they're just like this. There's a gray one that you can only get in Japan, and then a blue and a pink one that you can get anywhere. I think that was really cool. And all the items from this collection came out on a Hong Kong store website, and I was lucky enough to be able to get them on that website, and all the prices and everything were in Hong Kong dollars, and they came from Hong Kong, and they came pretty quick from coming all the way over there. So each of the figures was about $200, and then shipping is pretty expensive too. But right now, if you wanted to sell these, you could make a fair amount of money. At one point, they were $500, but now they've become around $300, so not horrible. But going back to the box, you have the gray Mount Fuji and this gray background of it. And then on the back, you have this cool Kaws Holiday Japan card with the figure. This is the brown figure. All of them come with the brown figure card. If I move that away and move that, I'll get into that later. But you can see Mount Fuji right there on the back with some text below it. And then here's the card up close. Looks really nice. And then what the card behind it is on this, you can see a sticker right here that says tap here to verify authenticity. I think that's pretty cool. I think if you have a certain app, you can tap it and make sure this is authentic. I don't have the app, but if any of you are wondering, this is authentic. But I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a StockX tag or a SneakerCon app tag to check that these items are authentic and not fakes. So it's cool technology that they included in this. So now look at the black figure. So the black one comes in the same packaging, but the back plastic piece is black instead of gray. And it still has the Mount Fuji on it, but instead of a full colored one, this one is just black, or actually blue, my bad. And some blue clouds next to it, which is pretty cool. And then you have the figure in front. And this is the all-black figure with the yellow eyes. I think the blue contrasts really well with the yellow and the black of the figure. It says Kaws Holiday Japan right there in yellow. And then around the back of it, you have the same card and the authenticity sticker. And then here is the drawing on the back and the text below it. That looks really nice. And as I said before, these are plastic, so it's not kind of a cheap cardboard, if you can kind of hear that you just throw away. It's kind of a cool collector's piece that you might want to store somewhere or hang up to display. And I think that's a really cool addition they add on these, so it's not just wasted. It's something you can keep and show off. And right here, I have the Taipei one. You can kind of see it's the figure laying down, just like the guy up here. And this is the card, too, from Taipei. It's the figure laying down, which is pretty cool. So now I'll take a look at the brown figure. I think I will keep the brown one, so I've already opened all the packaging and everything. So here you have the figure itself first. This looks really nice. It feels pretty light, just like this one. Similar weighting, probably less than a pound. They both look amazing. And they're probably 6 to 8 inches long. This one's probably 6, this one's probably 8 to 10 inches long. So you can see the X's all over on the face, the gloves. There's no X on the back glove, but I think it would be under the head, that X, and then on the feet as well. There's just a really nice looking figure. And this is the exact one that would have been displayed in front of Mount Fuji. It was the brown one that was there, so it's kind of cool. And my favorite color of all the Kaws figures they make is the brown, just because there's more color detail. But I think they're all really cool looking. You have the feet kind of knees bent, just kind of lying down. And I noticed this before, but it's actually not even. I'll move this really quick. You can't really see, but you can kind of move that a little bit. It might just be my figure, but the feet aren't exactly even. It's not a big deal, but just something to note. And then on the back, it says Kaws Holiday, made in China, right there on its butt. Just a feature. So I'll set this right here. And next up, there's another one of these cards, and I can show you this in more detail. And on the back, you can see, it's a little hard to see, but there's some X's and clouds right there. And here's the card up close again. I'll set the card right there. And finally, we have the plastic piece. It almost feels like a whiteboard almost. I'm not really sure what material this is. I do think it's plastic, if you can hear. And I really love these, just like the one from Taipei. And it's really cool because you can keep it and store it somewhere. And it's just kind of a cool collector's piece that you wouldn't throw away. This one, of course, has the blue Mount Fuji. And not just like the black box where it's not filled in at all, just where there's an outline. This one is all completely filled in. I think that looks really nice. And then some navy blue clouds on it. It says Kaws Holiday Japan in kind of a light blue. On the back, you have that same drawing again, but not filled in, with a blue outline and some blue clouds and some blue text down here. And overall, I think this is nice. Adds some value to getting a Kaws figure, whereas if you just got a regular one, it would just come with a box. Whereas this, you have the figure, the backboard, and the card. So you can display all three, which is really nice. And this looks good too. It's not kind of a crummy design. So I would definitely recommend picking up this figure if you like Kaws, if you lived in Japan and got to see the giant figure in front of Mount Fuji, or if you just want kind of a cool art piece to have in your room or your house. And it's not too expensive right now on most resale sites. It's about $300, probably $250 to $300 for each different colorway. Right here. But I would definitely recommend getting it. It's just a really nice looking Kaws figure, and definitely one of the better ones. And it's still one of the cheaper ones too, which is really nice. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.